Cubs get it done. They bring out the lumber in the later innings with Doug Glanville, David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. That is a good way to come back and beat real quality pitching from Zach Wheeler.
Zach Wheeler went 6 strong, but they brought that 90-mile-an-hour, I think, Seawald guy in the 7th inning.
Yeah, we're all sitting there like going, that's 90, the best you got?
That's good hitting. And, you know, the bottom of the lineup, Addison Russell. Then Tommy LaStella did his job moving the ball around. Chris Bryant, big knock. Ben Zobrist, another big game. He's hot right now. Great pick on the key performer.
Don't forget Kyle Schwarber. You know, he Schwarbered him again. I mean, this guy has so much power in his ability to sort of, hit right-handed pitching in particular. But, you know, he's really showing now that power going all fields, left center field. And that was really the put-away swing right there.
Yeah, that was able to give them some real breathing room. All right, we'll talk about it. We'll play all the highlights for you. Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, is up next.
What if I say something really clear, and then I give it a little asterisk? You can get 50 meg speed with AT&T, asterisk, and then in the fine print say it could be as low as 10 for the same price.
No, you've learned nothing.
Love, not hate. Love.
I thought this was a support group.
I feel like you don't get what we're trying to do here. And what if I told people I climbed Mount Everest in 3 hours, asterisk, but not really?
Seriously, AT&T? Xfinity delivers the fastest, most reliable internet.
Straight up and relevant to you. We're all about that on the NBC 5 News at 10. Weather, our storm team gets you ready for whatever, because this is normal for Chicago. Shady business? That doesn't fly with us. NBC 5 investigates for you. Sports, catch more than scores. And the folks who are putting neighbor back in neighborhood, we got a lot of those stories that are making a difference. Keep it here. We'll keep it relevant to you. Rob Stafford, Allison Rosati, and the NBC 5 News at 10.
Stuffed crust to be hot rookie sensation from Pizza Ranch. Amazing in the stretch, and it's got them eating right out of their hands. You can kiss that crust goodbye. Pizza Ranch for the win.
When you combine Weiss beer with refreshing natural lemonade flavor, you get Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. It's the perfect balance. It's the taste of summer. Leinenkugel's, welcome to the Leinie side.
Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers. As reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. And by Toyota. Tested, trusted, Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Deep left, back toward the wall. She's gone. 3-run homer. 6-2.
Big night for the Cubs offense in the later stages of this one. They get to 8 over 500, 7-16-0. Is a whole lot better than 4-6-1. Rosario 2-0 over Seawald, now 0-4. 14 save for Brandon Morrow and 15 chances, and a solid outing from Tyler Chatwood. Hello, welcome in. Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois with David DeJesus and Doug Glanville. I'm David Kaplan. Let's start with Tyler Chatwood. It was encouraging. Two appearances of 2 2/3 innings each. Right. Tonight, much better.
No, he was much better. And really the only time where it kind of slid off the rails was at the very end. He was holding it together, but he only had 2 walks going into that 6th inning and looked, considerably better. You see he has very good movement. That's what Joe Madden continues to advertise. And at the same time, he was able to sort of get his location a little bit stronger. So, but the stuff has so much life on the ball. all he has to be is close to that zone and he's going to get chased. And that's why when he gets his walks, he's missing badly. But the fact that he's getting his ground balls, keeping the ball in the yard was very effective. This was a positive sign. Now I'd like to see him get through that 6th inning, you know, that sort of extra piece to shorten the work for that bullpen.
Yeah, and I liked how his adjustment was getting that ball out of his glove, not doing that second tap that he was causing him to be his arm to be late and his pitches to go all over the place. He got it out early and for the most part was around the plate. He threw some good curveballs, threw some changeups, and he was mixing his curveball early in the 1st inning to get a feel of it. So overall, it's something positive, and he's going to still keep working. He's got to keep working. It's not over yet, but it's positive.
I also thought, though, the Mets helped him at times, chasing. Jay Bruce, I remember chasing a high pitch and popping it up. We saw one there he chased and knocked it short. Batista, these guys expand their zone so much. The other good thing from tonight, Ben Zobrist had another really good game.
This guy was on fire. You know, he's really going back to the Ben Zobrist of a couple years ago. He's staying inside the ball, shooting it back up the middle. This guy has some heat. He was throwing 99, 96. Ben wasn't trying to do too much, trying to stay up the middle. That's when Ben's at his best. And in key situations, he's a guy that can get that.
By the way, he is our UPS Store Taking Care of Business Player of the Game.
Yeah, I think it's Zobrist, and I remember talking to Joe Madden a few years ago on the field, and he was talking about, I don't know if he's taken a bad at bat this entire month. He was so balanced. So when he's on, he's certainly a guy that understands the strike zone, does it from both sides of the plate, drives with power, kind of a gap-to-gap guy, and he's showing some power with the long ball. So, you know, this is what he does. And, you know, in the latter years, right, the senior years of his career, and there's aspects of his game where he's actually improved.
Hey, look at the last 2 games, 3 for 5, a double, a home run, 2 knocked in tonight, 3 for 4, a double, a walk, and an RBI. He's the oldest Cubs player with consecutive 3-hit games since Moises Alou way back in 2004. Pretty good stuff, and he can stay healthy. Exactly. It's just like he lengthens that lineup.
And he's a switch hitter and he's hitting great from the other side. His right hand's hitting. That struggled with that last year.
With the wrist injury.
Is something there, but now it's both sides of the plate. He's a guy that you got to watch out for and game plan around as well.
Right. Let's look at our Gerber Collision and Glass play of the game. And this turned out to be a big hit for Chris Bryant. Finally, the Cubs are able to chip away and tie it, and then Chris Bryant delivers with 2 outs. That drives in Zobrist. That is the go-ahead run. The Cubs would never be threatened after that. A 3-run inning for the offense that had left 5 runners on base through the first 6 innings of the game.
Well, every time I hear Gerber Collision and Glass, I think of my golf game, that's part of the problem. But I like how I see Chris Bryant, once again, inside out. You know, he's just a high average guy with power, understands the strike zone. And we're looking at a guy that can be a perennial all-star, and he kind of flies under the radar, which is kind of amazing. You know?
Yeah. And in that inning, Addison Russell shot one the other way. Tommy LaStella shot one through the hole. And then Chris Bryant shooting one to right field. So they were using the big part of the park. Joe Madden always says big part of the park. They did that this inning.
All right, let's go back to this 7th inning. There's what you talked about. That's Addison Russell with, I thought, a really nice piece of hitting. His back foot slipped. He went down and got a tough pitch. And then a really nice job by Tommy LaStella on the hit and run. There goes Addison Russell all the way over to 3rd.
It almost looked like he saw the shortstop going over and just put it right back.
Slashed it to left center.
Right. Such great bat control. This is a key play right here. I mean, not a good position by Conforto, off to the side, kind of short arms it. Look, it overthrows the entire planet. But look at Tommy LaStella sneaking into second base there, putting himself into scoring position. And of course, he's able to score easily on this play as a result of the great base running.
Right, Zobrist comes up with the big hit. All of a sudden, the game is tied. And then Chris Bryant, as we showed you, delivers right here with the hit going the other way, as you guys talk about, and the game's tied.
That's it. That's Chris Bryant at his best. I like seeing him getting these big hits that put the Cubs ahead, and this is what they need from Chris Bryant. When in big situations, you want him to be up at bat and get that.
You know, he's a guy, as you mentioned, he does a really nice job understanding the strike zone, but when you need a home run, he also has the ability to be among the best in the game.
Yeah, really well-rounded. I mean, a young player that gets better in so many small ways, you almost don't notice. And you look up, he's spraying the ball around, he's hitting for average, laying off tough pitches. You know, they were getting him with the slider. The Pirates were kind of working him down and away, and he was chasing a little bit, but made quick adjustments in this game. That's how good a player he is.
All right, 8th inning, Cubs have 2 men on. Kyle Schwarber, who came in a double switch situation, puts a little distance between the Cubs and the Mets. A 3-run bomb to left field. It's his 11th of the season. 38 homers over his last 162 games for Schwarbs, and this makes it 6-2 Cubs. And you felt like from that point the game was in their hands.
Well, it was, and you saw the mistake. The pitcher, look where he sets up, look where this pitch ends up. So that's a mistake. And if you're making a mistake as a pitcher inside, you want to miss vertically. You don't want to miss horizontally, which leaks out to the middle of the plate. And Schwarber absolutely made him pay, but a nice power stroke to the opposite field. And that's the bat they're looking for. You know, it just creates space, puts up the crooked number, and really put this game out of reach for the Mets.
Yeah, gave them that 6-2 lead, and it allowed them to give up those 2 runs that they did and still feel like they had the game in control. Let's look at the Jim Beam winning box score. Zobrist, a monster night, 3 for 4, double, RBI, walk, and a K. Jason Hayward, a rough night, 0 for 5. Chris Bryant, though, a 3-hit night. Almora Jr., a 3-hit night. Couple knocks for Addison Russell, and Rizzo had that double late in the ballgame. So good to see the offense, when they had to do it late, find a way to get it done.
Yeah, the 7th inning, that was a big job by just a team offense right there. Just doing their job, guys going the other way, making the pitcher they were forcing him over the middle of the plate. They weren't swinging at the garbage on the corners, forced him over the middle, they shot the ball back up the middle and to the other way as well.
Yeah, and hey, we got to talk about, you know, the bullpen kind of keeping it together. You know, a small bump later, but for the most part, you know, Chatwood came out and they kept it close enough for that big inning. Schwarber with the home run, and they did what they needed to do to close it out with Morrow.
All right, now for our BioFreeze pitching recap. Official external pain relief of the Chicago Cubs. And look at the numbers. Tyler Chatwood, not amazing, but 5 1/3, 4 hit, 2 earned run, 3 K, 4 walk baseball, and he allowed that 1 2-run home run to Brandon Nimmo. Zach Wheeler went 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, struck out 4, walked 2, did not allow a long ball. My question to you guys is, if you look at Chatwood today, would you go, that is a huge step or baby step?
I got to go with baby step. Really, it's a little deceiving because it was mostly in the 6th inning where the numbers kind of fell off, right? He had the 2 walks, but up until then, 5 innings, you know, 2 walks, not a bad stretch. So I think it's just that hump inning that really blew those stats up. But overall, I'd say a positive step.
Yeah, same thing. You know, just one step at a time. He was able to command the strike zone for the most part. You still saw some balls way out of the zone.
We saw one. We were all sitting in the back watching the game, and not only did it miss the box where the strike is, it almost missed the entire K zone.
Yeah, so he's got to hunker down on those. But overall, he's got to. This is a confidence game. He's got to build confidence from today, and he'll take that. The team got to win, and now let's go back to the drawing board, keep working on the pins, and go from there.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We come back. Albert Almora Jr. has made a habit of some jaw-dropping plays in center field this season, like these in Colorado. Well, he was at it again tonight in New York. He was excellent in center field. We'll be right back with more Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
To be in the Express, you gotta be able to ride. And I mean really ride.
Jack, wait.
Ma, I ain't no boy no more.
You don't know what's out there. It's dangerous.
This is something I have to do, Ma.
But the job only calls to a man who has what it takes.
You take this, and you go west as fast as you can.
Think we'll see him again, Ma?
I reckon.
How can you be so sure?
Because west is that way.
Big has always been.
Who likes tiny ribs? Holy cow, it's a big ribs.
Nah, that's a rib. Very meaty. Why have tiny when you have big?
Friday's full rack of big ribs, $12.99. Get them here or get them to go.
When a customer walks in here, you treat them like family. because it's not a car, it's Melanie. And she's a single mom, and she's got 2 kids, and she puts her trust in me to fix her car. That's what it's all about. It's taking care of the customer. And there's only one way to do the job. It's the right way. My name is Alex, and I'm proud to keep your car running newer, longer.
Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
It took guts to start my business, but as it grew bigger and bigger, it took a whole lot more. And that's why I switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With it, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. Everything. What's in your wallet?
When you brew a beer with this much taste, 96 calories seems like a typo. But it's no mistake. It's a small miracle. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
Does your business internet provider promise a lot? Let's see who delivers more. Comcast Business gives you gig speed in more places. The others don't. We offer up to 6 hours of 4G wireless network backup. Everyone else? No way. We let calls from any of your devices come from your business number. Them, not so much. We let you keep an eye on your business from anywhere. The others? Nope. Get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month when you get 2 voice mobility lines. Call or go online today.
Big has always been.
Who likes tiny ribs? Holy cow, it's a big ribs.
Nah, that's a rib. Very meaty. Why have tiny when you have big?
Friday's full rack of big ribs, $12.99. Get them here or get them to go.
All right, time for our 4 seasons heating, air conditioning, and plumbing. Who's hot and who's not?
Look who it is.
It was hot. I'll tell you that. It's 115 degrees at the Grand Canyon during my recent rim-to-rim hike with my wife there. 115. Who's not? Me by the pool, where it's safe to say it was not 115 degrees. I have no idea where that picture's from.
That was no stress right there. The first one was high stress.
Yes.
High.
Yeah, that one I don't know. All right, very good. Welcome back to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Time for our James & Sons Fine Jewelers Fielding Gem, Albert Almora. This one, nice play, but for him, there's no degree of difficulty here.
This is an easy play for him right now. It got off the top of his bat, gave him some time, but this guy runs it down, a nice slide. He felt the wall coming up. And slide, showed it to his teammates in the bullpen over there. You know, he's got that little swag about him. So he's going to have fun with it.
He's having fun. I mean, that's a tough ball because it's an outer pitch that a lefty hooks. So you can misread that really easily because you're leaning a little bit opposite field. And he had a fantastic route, great jump, and, you know, slides to protect the ball. I mean, he just has tremendous instincts and range out there.
Yeah, that was a really sweet play. And then in the third, he makes another nice catch here. That ball smoked, and you see that wall coming up, reaches back across his body and makes the play.
Yeah, he got to the wall first and then came back to the ball. That's, you know, a good outfielder when he gets to the wall and then works his way back. But it's just, they were playing deep, so that helped him out. But this guy is one of the best in the game. Center fielder, he's going to win the Gold Glove if he keeps playing like this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, this is an example of running. You know, you don't need to know where the ball is. You know where it's going to land. And he can navigate, and then he makes adjustments. You know, so great outfielders are able to say, all right, based on how it's hit and the swing and the factors, I kind of generally know where the ball is going to land. So I run with back to the ball straight because that's that straight line. Of course, it slows you down when you're running like this. So he knows the more steps he can take looking straight ahead, the better. And then he adjusts off of that. And, you know, he's got that gift, and he understands how to adjust from his spot.
All right, explain to me, because I had this nice banter with Joe Madden where he goes, it's such an unsophisticated take where you got to have this set lineup. And it was, you know, this discussion. And I said, why would you not want that guy out there every day?
Well, the pitcher.
And he said, I'm going to play everybody. What if you were managing, either of you, would Albert Almora be out there every single day?
Right now, for me, I want Albert out there. I understand where Joe Madden is. He wants to keep guys fresh for the end of the season. But defensive-wise, and now this guy's hitting 325.
He's 7th in all of baseball among center fielders in WAR.
I want him in there. I want him in there every day.
Like I said, yeah, 1 game playoff, let's say that, Albert Almora Jr. is starting for me. Now, the thing is, he's a guy, though, when you look at Joe Madden's philosophy, it's the whole season, right? He's looking at I'm going to get everybody fresh because nobody's going to run out of gas in September or October. And that's how Madden sort of looks at the big picture. So you have to respect that. It's worked. But in isolation, yeah, I understand that. Almora Jr. would start for any team in baseball every day.
All right. Now, how about John Lester pinch hitting late in this ballgame? Cubs did not have anybody left to use. So, hey, 34, grab a stick and go, and he moves the runner over. He gets the bat on the ball. Runner's able to get over to third, and then that Rizzo ends up scoring, got a base hit.
It was a good at bat. I think he was down 0-2 right away, worked it back to 3-2, took some tough pitches from one of the better closers in the game, then did his job. He's a guy that Joe Madden right now gives some at bats to.
I mean, what is going on here? This guy didn't have a hit in his entire career.
How about that?
So, what was it? You told me 2016?
2015, I think. 15 or 16.
Yeah, I mean,
his first year with the Cubs.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
And now he's pitch hitting.
And he looks like a pro.
I think Madden's having fun. He's like, yeah, you're having some good at bats. Go ahead.
I wonder if some of these American League guys who've never done it come over and go, wow, this is way more fun. I would think.
Absolutely.
You've got to think that.
Go and have a chance to go deep. I mean, come on. That's the best. I remember Maddox hit a home run off us, and he was talking about how that's way more exciting than like throwing a shutout. So, hey, hit a home run.
God bless him. Big Z would concur. All right, we'll be right back. Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Continue.
Big has always been.
Who likes tiny ribs?
Holy cow, it's a big ribs. Nah, that's a rib. Very meaty. Why have tiny when you have big?
Friday's full rack of big ribs, $12.99. Get them here or get them to go.
And the battery's dead. Again.
Uh-oh. You need a new phone. And you deserve it on the best network. Verizon.
Plus, right now, you can get a great deal.
Oh, we're going? Sure. Not my thing.
Now's the time. Get up to 50% off our best phones, like the Samsung Galaxy S9 and Google Pixel 2. Plus, get the best unlimited starting at $40 per line for 4 lines, because unlimited is only as good as the network it's on.
Your official Rolex jeweler is James & Sons in Chicago, Orland Park, and Schererville.
Get ready to start saving during Menards' Race to Savings sale. Menards has the appliances you're looking for with all of the latest features and the stylish looks you want. Get this Frigidaire Black stainless steel range for just $597. Armstrong self-adhesive vinyl tile gives you the look of tile with easy installation. Clear Creek vinyl tiles are only 89 cents each, and Adiamo vinyl tiles are 99 cents each. Find great deals during Menards' Race to Savings sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Straight up and relevant to you. We're all about that on the NBC 5 News at 10. Weather, our storm team gets you ready for whatever, because this is normal for Chicago. Shady business? That doesn't fly with us. NBC 5 investigates for you. Sports, catch more than scores. And the folks who are putting neighbor back in neighborhood, we got a lot of those stories that are making a difference. Keep it here. We'll keep it relevant to you. Rob Stafford, Allison Rosati, and the NBC 5 News at 10.
Big has always been.
Who likes tiny ribs?
Holy cow, it's a big ribs. Nah, that's a rib. Very meaty. Why have tiny when you have big?
Friday's full rack of big ribs, $12.99. Get them here or get them to go.
Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. All right, let's look back at David and Doug's keys from the pregame show, sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Key 1, David.
Adjustments. You can see the adjustments that Tyler Chatwood made. Not doing the tap with his glove. Took one step in the right direction. Now it's just be able to keep throwing strikes, keep working that ball over the middle of the plate, and go from there.
Well, I like the late inning heroics. The offense really put together and strung together a lot of big hits. And, Chatwood was able to put them into that position. That was a difference maker. In the 6th inning, lost a little bit, but got them close enough to that now they just picked up the pieces and ran through it. So total team effort tonight.
Yeah, it was, and the offense came back. All right, let's check out the pitching matchup for tomorrow's Game 3 of this series. Mike Montgomery makes another start, his 2nd of the season. Looked very sharp the last time out. 5 2/3 scoreless work in Pittsburgh, and now he'll try and get it done in the Big Apple. And it's a good test for him.
Yes, he's a ground ball pitcher. He's going to try and mix in the fastball, curveball, changeup. And with this Mets lineup, they're going to be aggressive. So there's going to be a lot of grounders to the infielders. You're going to have your A team out there on the infield so to pick up all those grounders tomorrow.
Well, you recognize that Montgomery and Chatwood, these are key guys. When Darvish is out, you don't have that sort of number one. Montgomery's kind of a flex guy. You need these guys to give you deep starts. That's tough sometimes when you haven't pitched as much, but you need them to go deep in the game. So you're, especially with Carl Edwards Jr. down, so that bridge to the bullpen to closing it out with Morrow is a little shorter. And look closely at these starts with Montgomery and Chatwood. And winning these games are a big boost for the Cubs.
Huge, so they can get everybody healthy and back. Darvish, all of them. All right, we'll see. Cubs again and the Mets tomorrow, but the Cubs are playing good baseball. They've taken 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh. They've taken the first 2 games in New York. They had a good series with the Giants, 2 out of 3. So best stretch of baseball we've seen them play this season. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yes.
Love it. Looking great.
It's all about winning series, and they're doing that right now. Winning, taking 2 of 3, 3 of 4. That's huge.
All right, we'll see how things go. Thank you for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a great weekend. Cubs winners tonight in New York. They're now 8 games over 500 for the season. We'll see you.
Big is always better.
Who likes tiny ribs?
Holy cow, it's a big ribs. Nah, that's a rib. Very meaty. Why have tiny when you have big?
Friday's full rack of big ribs, $12.99. Get them here or get them to go.
We've come so far. I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars. I've been around. I felt some pain. I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe. Someday these will be the good old days.
It took guts to start my business, but as it grew bigger and bigger, it took a whole lot more. And that's why I switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With it, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. Everything. And that 2% cash back adds up to thousands of dollars each year. So I can keep growing my business in big leaps. What's in your wallet?
Do your thing. Flee that nest. Seize that moment. Find your inspiration. Be extraordinary. Spread your wings. Mazda. Feel alive.
Injuries can happen, whether you're working out or playing sports. At the Amita Health Orthopedics Institute, we understand that you want to return to your active life pain-free. That's why we offer a sports medicine outreach program that connects you to sports medicine doctors, surgeons, specialists, and rehabilitation therapists. To learn more or make an appointment, visit amitahealth.org/ortho or call 844-366-0615. Amita Health, in sickness and in health.
Big is always better.
Who likes tiny ribs?
Holy Holy cow, it's a big ribs. Nah, that's a rib. Very meaty. Why have tiny when you have big?
Friday's full rack of big ribs, $12.99. Get them here or get them to go.
Hey, Chicago, we know you know sports, so let's hear what you've got to say.
And John says he's chiming in. Levine's injuries got in the way.
Bears fans need a reason to get excited.
Let's give away this White Sox jersey.
Join us on Facebook Live, weeknights at 5 for The Rush.
Rocket League is coming back to NBC Sports, and you can get in the game. The Universal Open, presented by 7-Eleven and Brisk, is a chance for you and a teammate to compete against the best Rocket League players in the world. The goal? Play live in the studio for the $100,000 prize pool. Sign up now at universalopen.gg. Prove you're the best Rocket League duo in the world, right here on NBC Sports.
I'm Albert Almora Jr., and you're watching the home of the Chicago Cubs, NBC Sports Chicago.
I have gotten lots of text messages and gifts from guys I've never even played with before and teams that I have no idea who's on the team. And it's been very special to have baseball back me as much as they have.
A very special and emotional night on the South Side where Danny Farquhar threw out tonight's first pitch. Hey everyone, I'm Kelly Kroll alongside Luke Stuckmeyer. Welcome to In the Loop, presented by GMC.
Also, everybody's still talking about J.R. Smith's mental mistake in Game 1. We're going to look back at some of Chicago's biggest blunders, and we will unveil the winner of the NBC Sports Chicago Spelling Bee. Spoiler alert, it's not the Catman.
No.
Let's go no huddle. Baseball news. Clayton Kershaw is headed back to the disabled list with a strained lower back. Kershaw spent nearly a month on the DL with left biceps tendonitis and returned to the mound last night. Now he's expected to miss at least another month with this latest injury.
To the NBA, Mo Bamba, who is thought to be a top 5 pick, joined the Bulls for a workout this afternoon at the Advocate Center. He told reporters the hour-long session included 3-point drills, taking measurements, and some work in the paint. Bamba's 7'10" wingspan and shot-blocking ability makes him a hot commodity in this draft, and he thinks he would be a perfect fit for the Bulls if he's there at number 7.
Chicago's a great city. It's a very young team, and I can see myself playing here.
I mean, could you see yourself being 7th in the mix? Have you been looking at how the thing is breaking down?
Obviously, the goal is to be the #1 pick, but I thought Chicago had all the assets and everything there for me to maybe play here. I solely think Chicago is one of the better fits for me than other places, and that's why I thought it was important to come work out.
Flushing Meadows we go. Cubs looking to take their second straight off the Mets. Tyler Chatwood on the mound for Madden's Club and hoping for better results this time out. Bottom 3 were scoreless. Brandon Nimmo at the dish, who's putting together quite a season, and this one he takes out of the park, deep to left. Second home run of the series, and Mets jump out to a 2-0 lead, but Chatwood settled in after that. Those were the only runs he allowed in 5 1/3 innings, striking out 3 and 4 walks. It would stay 2-0 Mets until the 7th when Kyle Schwarber flies out to center. Addison Russell's going to tag up and score, and then this crazy throw here actually allows Tommy La Stella to move to second. Cubs on the board, down 1, and Ben Zobrist comes through here, finds the gap in right center, and what a series Zoe is having. 6 for 9, 3 RBIs in the last 2 games. La Stella crossing the plate. This game tied at 2. A couple batters later, Chris Bryant collects one of his 3 hits on the night, bringing home Zobrist, and just like that, the Cubs move in front 3-2. Next inning, Cubs getting some insurance as Kyle Schwarber pinch hitting in this one and making it count. 10th home run of the year, a 3-run blast. Opposite field, Cubs now in front 6-2. Mets going to add 2 in the bottom of the 8th, but in the bottom of the 9th, look who it is. Johnny Lester pinch hitting, and he does his job, moving Rizzo over to third here, and the small ball is going to pay off. Next batter up, Ian Happ, and he would single to center, bringing home Rizzo to finish off the scoring. Cubs take the first 2 of the 4-game series as they beat the Mets 7-4.
So the saying is there's no crying in baseball, but this might be worth an exception. On April 20th, White Sox reliever Danny Farquhar finished pitching an inning. Then he collapsed in the dugout. He had suffered a life-threatening brain aneurysm. He was rushed to the hospital. That was just 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, a remarkable recovery. And tonight, Farquhar and his family returned to the South Side, where Danny threw out the first pitch with his teammates and coaches, all supporting him from behind the mound. One of the best things you're going to see in sports all year. And prior to the game, he opened up about the life-threatening incident and his road to recovery.
When you wake up in the hospital and you got like 20-something staples in your head and a drain coming out the other side, and you're like, you know, you have no memories, and it puts life into perspective of how quickly it can change. You know, when you're at a baseball game and, you know, you're 31 years old and you think everything's going to be just fine. And, you know, it could have turned so quickly. You really learn to appreciate your wife and kids so much more.
So an emotional night at Guaranteed Rate with Farquhar throwing out the first pitch before the Brewers-White Sox matchup. Standing ovation from the crowd, and no surprise, a strike right down the middle. Just jubilation on the face of the Sox right-hander after that perfect toss to Nate Jones. Just a great sight and a great moment to have him back on the mound. To the action in the first, Ryan Braun at the plate, and he hammers a Hector Santiago changeup deep to right and gone. His 6th home run of the year put the Brewers up 2-0 early. In the third, Brewers up 3-1. Trace Thompson hits a soft grounder to Travis Shaw at third, and he throws it way out of play. Wilmet's Charlie Tilson comes in to score, and the Sox shrink the Brewers' lead to 1. Next batter, Yohan Moncada. And Moncada lines one to center off of Chase Anderson. Thompson going to come around and score. Moncada gets caught in a rundown, and he's eventually tagged out, but the damage is done, and the Southsiders have tied up the game 3. We fast forward to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tim Anderson at the plate. 2 aboard, and Ando pulls one to left off of Matt Albers. Christian Yelich can't stay in front of it. Jose Abreu scores. Daniel Palka hustles around. Anderson with a 2-run triple, and the Sox with a 5-3 lead. Next batter, Omar Narvaez, and he finds a hole on the right side. Anderson comes in to score. Abreu loving it from the dugout. Sox with a 6-3 lead in the 6th inning. We take you to the 9th. After catching the first pitch from Farquhar earlier in the evening, Nate Jones in to end it for the White Sox, and he gets it. White Sox score 8 unanswered. They beat the Brewers, helping the Cubs 8-3 the final.
Anytime you win a ball game, you know, anytime you play a good ball game and come out on top, you're always building confidence. I think that these guys came into our guys came into the series knowing that these guys are a pretty good ball club. They were going to have their hands full. You know, fortunately for us today, everything that we needed to do got done, and we were able to hold on. They're obviously a formidable club in Major League Baseball, and you know, today we were able to get some things done and come out on top.
We played a pretty good ball game in that, you know, on both sides, defense and pitchers threw a heck of a game, and you know, hitters. We did our thing. So you know, it's definitely a great win tonight.
So the White Sox faced 3 of their former teammates tonight. The old bullpen didn't do very well. The Sox got them for 3 runs, 6 hits, and a walk. Boone Logan, Matt Albers, and Dan Jennings each gave up a run to their old team. Speaking of Albers, time for this day in Chicago sports history. Just 2 years ago, back in 2016, it was the Matt Albers game at Citi Field. Top of the 13th, the burly reliever stepped to the plate and doubled to the gap, almost running over Mets second baseman Neil Walker on his slide to second. He went on to score the winning run on a sac fly and came out in the bottom half of the inning to pick up the win. The Matt Albers game.
Never gets old watching that. It really doesn't. The National Spelling Bee winner was crowned last night, and coming up, see what happens when our Luke Stuckmeyer right here and Layla Rahimi go head-to-head with some of Chicago's toughest names.
Oh, boy.
Don't want to miss that, yeah. Plus, a mental mistake by J.R. Smith might have cost the Cavs a win last night. We'll look back at some other boneheaded decisions in Chicago sports. And our Vincent Goodwill stopped by to tell us if Mo Bamba is a good fit for the Bulls, and are there new health concerns surrounding Michael Porter Jr.? We'll have all that coming up.
In the Loop on NBC Sports Chicago is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Remember your first bike? No, your first real bike. So can you imagine the feeling you'll get from your first real truck? The GMC Sierra. Just announced special bonus cash on all 2018 Sierra 1500 Denali models. Use it to get nearly $15,000 total value on this specially equipped Denali when you finance through GM Financial.
Wherever you are, you're there. The NBC Sports app, your home for live streaming coverage of the Cubs. All connected by Xfinity.
Big has always been.
Who likes tiny ribs?
Holy cow, it's a big ribs. Nah, that's a rib. Very meaty. Why have tiny when you have big?
Friday's full rack of big ribs, $12.99. Get them here or get them to go.
Do you have too many bills but not enough money? Would you like one lower payment for all debt, little or no money down? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Our Chapter 13 plans stop collections and creditors in one day for as low as $95 every 2 weeks. Get rid of bill collectors and high car payments. Get one lower payment today. Call or click now.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Its technology was engineered to see, with its standard pedestrian detection system and pre-collision system, while its cutting-edge styling was meant to be seen. Experience the 2018 Lexus NX and the NX Hybrid with a class-leading 31 mpg combined estimate.
Lease the 2018 NX 300 for $319 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Koinonia. K-O-I-N-O-N-I-A. Koinonia.
That is correct. Oh, look at that smile. On National Smile Day, nonetheless.
Nice.
That's 14-year-old Karthik Namani of McKinney, Texas, who was crowned champion of the 2018 Scripps National Spelling Bee last night.
So in honor of this week's National Spelling Bee, it is time now for the NBC Sports Chicago version. And I am so glad I'm the moderator for this, for one. But through tireless auditions, we have our two final contestants from the Valparaiso University. It is Luke Stuckmeyer. And from the University of North Texas, we have Layla Rahimi.
Go-mean green.
And ladies and gentlemen, the category is current and former Chicago athletes. So we are going to start with baseball. And Layla, you are up first. Your player is Danny Farquhar.
D-A-N-N-Y-F-A-R-Q-U-H-A-R. Danny Farquhar.
Ding, ding, ding. Layla's on to the next round. Luke, that puts the pressure on you and that Valpo education. Your player is Rob Zastryzny.
R-O-B. Rob.
Nicely done. Space.
Does that work?
Is he wrong?
Space. Last name, please.
Z-A-S-T-R-A-N-S-Y.
You are wrong.
Okay.
Zastryzny. Z-A-S-T-R-Y-Z-N-Y. Very close. So now it's Layla's turn in round two, I think, to bring this thing home. So, Layla, we are moving to the Blackhawks now, and your player is Eddie Olczyk.
Oh, no.
This is not one you want to miss, Layla.
E-D-Z-O.
That's good. If we were asking for Edzo, I'm going to need, though, the complete first and last name for this very serious contest we have going on.
Okay. E-D-D-I-E. O-Z-Y-L-C-K.
So there is an L after the O. O-L-C-Z-Y-K.
So I got all the letters, just not in the right order.
Moving to Dustin Bufflin. Luke, can you please spell Dustin Bufflin?
D-U-S-T-I-N. B-Y-F-L-U-N.
This will be how well you know your Bears. Layla, your player is Prince Amukamara.
A-M-A-K-A-M-U-R-A.
Luke, your player. Joel Iyebuniwe. Iyebuniwe. Joel Iyebuniwe.
Iyebuniwe. I-U-I-E-B-U-N-W-E.
Also very close, but not right. Layla's our winner.
Yeah,
we won.
I didn't get any right.
I got
How could she
one.
not win? Of course she won.
Luke, you didn't get any
I got a
right.
0. Which
But-
is just slightly worse than my Wonderlic.
You guys, most of all, thank you for playing, and thank you for not asking me the origin of any of these names.
That didn't go well.
No, it didn't. But you were a good sport.
Yeah, sure. In case you missed it last night, this was the blunder all basketball fans are talking about everywhere. Cavs-Warriors tied in the final seconds of regulation. Game 1 NBA Finals, J.R. Smith dribbles the ball to half court instead of trying to score and win the game. Cavs coach Tyronn Lue said Smith thought his team was winning. He didn't know the score. So afterwards, LeBron James with a testy exchange with ESPN's Mark Schwartz.
There's still confusion about whether JR thought the game was tied or whether he thought you guys were ahead. From where you stood on the court and from talking to him after the play, what's your reaction to it? What's your version?
What do you mean, what's my version?
Well, did he think that the game was tied, or did he think that you guys had it salted away?
How do I know that?
I was just trying to see if you knew exactly what his state of mind was. Did he think that you guys had it won, or did he think he was trying to make a play? Not sure.
Maybe I'm not sure. No, I don't know his state of mind.
Did you know if he knew the score?
Oh, that makes me anxious just watching it, the play and that exchange. But clearly the shot of LeBron and Smith here instantly became a Twitter meme. And the Vikings' Stephon Diggs tweeted, "When my mom hit me for something my brother did, it wasn't me." And one of our former coworkers, Brett Lyons, I like this: when you tank and land the 7th pick of the draft. Well done. Nicely done, Brett. Yep.
Yeah, so that brings us to tonight's list. Bonehead plays in Chicago sports. Good old John Fox with the challenge flag against the Packers. That has to be the most recent. The Bears thought they had touchdowns, so Fox challenged the ruling. Instead, the officials noticed that fumble through the end zone and gave the ball to the Packers at the 20-yard line. No touchdown, no ball, no win, no bueno.
And Bradley plays it off to the side, and he doesn't know how many outs there are. He just throws the ball into the bleachers.
Well, not knowing how many outs, kind of like not knowing the score in a way, right? Milton Bradley can feel your pain, JR. The Cubs outfielder with a special place in the Baseball Hall of Shame after catching a fly ball, tossing it into the stands, with that having just been the second out of the inning. Yeah, an oops moment he'll never live down.
That was blocked. The Bears have it. The Bears are going to get a touchdown out of this. There is a showboat move that just has no reasonable explanation to it. None whatsoever. Trent, that's just a dumb play. It's a dumb thing to do.
Marcus Cooper. Should have been kicked off the team, in my opinion, Kelly, but he wasn't. Showboating for a touchdown before you score is not recommended. This gives new meaning to the saying, bear down. Our Bulls insider, Vincent Goodwill, joins us. And Vinny, before we get to Mo Bamba working out for the Bulls, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, J.R. Smith, the huge blunder. Do you believe him when he says he knew the score?
Well, the cameras don't believe him because when he said to LeBron, I thought we were up. Those type of things happen. No, actually, they don't happen. Not in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, not when you're going against that team that might have been the biggest mistake that we've seen in the NBA in the past 25, 30 years.
And to compare it, which is tough because not really NBA, we're going to switch gears a little bit. Smith or Chris Webber in the title game versus North Carolina?
Well, Chris Webber was all of 19 years old.
Right, and not being paid millions of dollars.
There you go. J.R. Smith is a grown, bleeping man at age 33. Ain't no learning, but I heard people say it's a learning moment. At 33, you've done all the learning you gonna do.
It's true.
It's over.
It's true.
Steve Kerr says LeBron is, quote, playing at a basketball level that we may have not seen before. Do you agree? And should Bulls fans think of that as some sort of slight on Michael?
Why is every single compliment ever given to LeBron James or any other great athlete have to be a slight to Michael Jordan? I think if you saw LeBron James play last night with that band of bandits that he had, that was literally the items from Sanford & Son's garage that he was playing with, and he had 51, 8, and 8, and made Kevin Durant, the second best player in the league, useless. I think that is a step maybe beyond Jordan-esque.
To the Bulls then, Mo Bamba worked out at the Advocate Center. If he's there at 7 for the Bulls, is he the guy they should take? Or does it depend on who else is there as well?
It depends on who else is there. You know, I think in a lot of ways, if you look at Mo Bamba and you think that he's the best player in the draft, I know some people are looking at need and how he would fit next to Larry Marketing and what the Bulls are looking for. To me, it's all about the best player because this team is still not very talented. When you look across the board, you have a few players, and then you got a bunch of filler. When you're trying to build up your talent base, if you look at Mo Bamba and you project him to be, as some feel, maybe better than DeAndre Ayton, who's going to be the top pick, if that's what you project him as, then you have to take him. But never take a player for need, and never, even though he was really polished today and he'd be great for the media, never take a player because he's great in front of the camera.
Would it be okay to take a gamble on a guy, though? Because a lot of people think, you know what, you're at 7 where you are in this organization, a good player doesn't help you. You might as well shoot for the top, the guy with the highest ceiling.
Yeah, but sometimes that leads to desperation. And I think if you're the Bulls and you have confidence in exactly where you're trying to go, and if you feel like you've made the right moves to this point, then taking the high ceiling guy at 7 isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world because you already have a high-level player in Larry Marketing. You found him at 7 last year. And if this is as deep of a draft as everybody says it is, if you are as competent of an organization as you like to say that you are, then taking a high ceiling guy isn't necessarily the best thing. It's taking the best guy.
Okay, well, a guy that a lot of teams are really high on. There's some interesting reports that say Michael Porter's back injury is worse than initially thought. True or a smokescreen just trying to deter certain teams from maybe drafting him?
I don't believe anything that anybody says up until the day before the draft. Here's the thing. Michael Porter Jr. and the rest of the clients from Priority, which is based in Chicago, they will have a pro day on June 8th. So all the 30 teams will be invited. All the clients, all the players like Michael Porter Jr. will be able to work out. Up until then, if he's not doing any workouts, how does anybody know what his back is or isn't? I just think this is basically one of those things that teams are putting out there to see if he'll fall to them or whatever the case may be. We'll find out how his back really is in the next few weeks. I don't think we're going to find out anything right now.
Vinny, good stuff as always. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, appreciate it.
On this day in Chicago sports history, June 1st, 1997, it was Game 1 of the NBA Finals. They didn't have J.R. Smith. They had MJ. Buzzer beater over Brian Russell. Brian Russell got used to that. Bulls won 84-82. Jordan had 31 in the game, including that game winner, and the Bulls went on to win the series in 6.
Still to come, Tiger Woods back on the prowl at the Memorial. You won't want to miss his unbelievable shot today. And Joey Chestnut might have bit off more than he can chew in his latest food challenge. Yuck. Details when In the Loop returns.
Where can you get cash fast? Right here with the Speedy Cash Title Loan. Get up to $2,500 cash on any year, make, or model. You can keep your keys and keep your car. Apply today for a Speedy Cash Title Loan.
Love that Speedy Cash.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh. 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 Yeah. Right there. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
For $100 off, enter coupon code SPORTS at myobuddy.com.
Oh, right there. Jeez, that's good.
Oh. Woo.
I really like
it. You feel the vibrations going deep into your muscle tissue, and you feel the stress leaving you. And I think it's more of a health product as far as it may seem like it's fun and luxury, but this is a necessity.
Stress relief, wellness in seconds. Oh, this thing is great.
For $100 off, enter coupon code SPORTS at myobuddy.com.
Get the Bob Roman Indy. Oh, no. To pay the rent. Get the Bob Roman Mitchell. Oh. I scared him. How was that?
I like that. Bob Roman.
Where can you get cash fast? Right here with the Speedy Cash Title Loan. Get up to $2,500 cash on any year, make, or model. You can keep your keys and keep your car. Apply today for a Speedy Cash Title Loan.
Love that Speedy Cash.
Back with our Lexus must-see video, Experience Amazing, and we head to the links where Tiger Woods already having himself a nice day at Memorial when he came to this par 5 11th and did this with his third shot. Yep, wait for it. Wait for it. Yep, that is Tiger holing out for eagle. And the crowd goes nuts on this. That shot actually moved Woods to 5 under for the tournament and 5 strokes off the leaderboard as play was suspended due to weather. But boy, how insane was that?
Hey, who's responsible for this, man? Hey, we ain't got no gas.
Nick Saban on a boat with Alabama football players. They ran out of gas. Row tide, row tide.
Well played.
Huh?
And if rowing doesn't work well, maybe they just get out and swim like this guy. Ole Miss not having a lot of luck kicking off its NCAA baseball tourney after a monsoon hit Oxford Friday afternoon. And this really brings a whole new meaning to warm-up laps.
Yes, it does. National Donut Day, the first ever Hostess Donuts eating contest. Joey Chestnut won 257 donuts. That was a pace of 43 per minute. Homer Simpson, eat your heart out. Joey Chestnut won $4,000 for his donut dominance.
Do you have yourself a donut today?
I did not. How about that?
No. Thank you so much. This is In the Loop, presented by GMC.
It is a beautiful day on the south side of Chicago for 2 reasons. Number one, the sun is out, and the Sox and Brewers are going to play baseball for the